Hi, this is Kelly Rose with rosiescrapper.com, and I am bringing you today live a card that we made at Saturday's card class. This is a video I'm doing for those who were not able to be there or who had to leave early. This is not the card, but I just wanted to share this with you. I made this last night with the same suite that I'm going to be doing the card today with. If you are interested in still getting that card class, just send me an email or a private message. And if you are joining me live for this demo, then I'd love for you to say hello to me and let me know that you're here with me and we can have a chat. You can let me know how things are going in your spot of the world. So the suite that I'm going to be using today is the All Love You Always suite, which comes, if you get the whole suite, it comes with 2 stamp sets, 2 sets of dies, all of these gorgeous embellishments and papers. So this card that I'm doing today, and by the way, oh, here's a look at those papers. Hi, Denise. Thanks for joining me. So gorgeous black and white papers, very fun to work with. These foil papers, and then here are the colors that they coordinate with, as well as the designer series foiled paper. So Rococo Rose, Blushing Bride, and Sahara Sand. All right, so let's get started on this beautiful card. So I got this card idea from, oh gosh, now I'm going to forget the name. Peanuts and Papers, Papers and Peanuts. Oh my goodness. I'll have to put the link on there on my blog to this gorgeous card that I saw. I'm not making mine exactly like theirs, but it's going to be super fun. It's one of those paper piecing cards. We're going to use 1-inch strips of the black and white paper. So there's my beautiful love, and then we're going to add these little sweet little flowers that come in the die set as well. So let's get started. My card base will be basic black, and so I've already cut my strips in to 1-inch pieces by 6. I'm going to grab my silicone mat because this gets kind of messy, this particular technique. Oh, looks like I don't have any. Oh, here's some glue. Good. So I like the liquid glue for this project, although it does get a little messy. I have a little wiggle room to get everything in. Oh my goodness. Hi, Lori. Snowed in. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of snow. Well, I think Lori, you're going to love this technique if you haven't seen this card yet. All right, so I'm going to start with this side, and I'm just going to see about where it's going to fit here from the corners. I'm just going to go from the corner to about the middle of the paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4, so I'll have a little 1/8 of an inch black border after I add this. So, Lori, I don't know if you heard me, but this is one of my class cards that we did Saturday. And so I needed to do this video for those who weren't able to make it. Okay, so after I get my first one done, I can add the glue directly to the paper. You want to be cautious though, because you don't want to get it too thick. You don't want it squishing out the sides. And I'm going to leave just a little tiny space between the papers. Okay, you guys see that okay? Maybe I should come in just a little bit for this part. And then you'll have to remind me to zoom back out because I will forget. Okay, there we go. And then we'll do, this is like a little diamond shape, but it looks pretty polka dotty from a distance, right? So then alternating, okay. Now I could just keep going with that same pattern, but we're going to change it up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to scooch this down. Now I'll scooch it up because I want to have as much of the overhang as possible because I can use it on these corner pieces. Okay. See, nice to have that little bit of wiggle room with the liquid glue. All right. So after you get those three on, then you will take a piece of paper, again, the black and white, and come in that direction. So you're making that T. And then we're going to fill in. So at this point, I'm going to start cutting my pieces off and use them to fill in these white spaces. Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and try to cut this straight. So I'm using the dots as my guide, and then turn that over and get the flower right there. And again, just trying to follow that same bit of distance between all of my papers. So again, I'll cut this piece off. Let's see if I can use it. I think that'll work out great. That piece right there. Yep. And we are going to have just an itty bitty tiny piece that we're going to have to fill in there with, but that's okay. So you didn't get to go to church today, huh? If you are joining me live for this card tutorial, I'd love for you to say hello. Let me know how things are going in your part of the world. Like that. Okay, so this is going to be that little piece right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off. A little bit of glue. You need to place this as if you were going to still go long, because you want to make sure that you're getting the pattern to be consistent. And then I'll need another little tiny piece over there. So again, I will trim that off straight. A little bit of glue right there in the corner. And use this straight piece right there. Oops, that is the wrong side. Now I will come in later and trim all of those pieces off. But for now, I'm just going to let them hang and then go to the other corner here. All right. Well, did you get online church, or was the church shut down too? Because actually, I might come in here like that with that. We, of course, had a wonderful service. Chris spoke on wisdom. It was an excellent message, as all of his messages are. There we go. 4 inches of snow. Denise, where are you? It melted the next day. That sounds like our snow. But we wouldn't get 4. Well, I suppose if we could. We had a lot of snow on the mountains last week. There, that's working out better. Okay, one more piece. and ready to trim. Now there are going to be other things on the front of this card, so if you don't get this on here perfectly, it's really no worries. If you guys know somebody who would like to see this video, I'd love it if you'd share it out. Somebody who loves to make interesting cards. So I grabbed my little Fiskars Teflon because the adhesive is very easy to get off of this type of scissor. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Does not sell them. Oh, Missouri! Where in Missouri? My I have relatives in Missouri. Beautiful state. I loved visiting there as a child. The drive across Illinois to get there was not all that pretty, but once you got to Missouri, it was really pretty. Sorry, Lori. I know there are parts of Illinois that are beautiful, but the part we had to drive through to get to Missouri wasn't all that pretty. Oh, wow. Well, we got rain this week, which was much needed, and snow on the mountaintops, which also is very important. There. Isn't that fun? Okay. So that is ready for, let me clean this up a little bit. That is ready for the card front. Like that. Not fun. And you wouldn't have to do this with black and white. You would just need it to be like a light and dark contrast. Any of our coordinating papers would look fabulous in this arrangement, but this is what was I going to say? 1-inch strips, just as a reminder, 1-inch strips. So this is a 5 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then this is a 5 1/4 by 1 inch. Still using Whisper White. I haven't purchased any basic white yet because I have a lot of Whisper White still. Probably soon I will break down and get some because I'm just curious. Have you guys used the basic white yet? And Denise, remind me, you're a demonstrator, aren't you? And that is going to go on there where we're going to have our greeting and some really beautiful flowers with that stamp set. So here are the flowers that are going to go on the front. We're going to use the Stamparatus to stamp those because I'm going to stamp on colored paper, black. But I can get my love word. This is just going to say love you. So it's going to look a little Valentine-y, but not too much that I won't have to use it for Valentine's if I don't want to. I love that foil paper. Ooh, ooh. Oops. Well, thanks, Denise, for sharing. Dexter. I don't know where Dexter is. My family's from Lebanon. Is it anywhere near Lebanon? And there we go. All right. Now, I've made several of these cards, so I do know where I am going to want this love. But I would recommend if you're making it, hold off to put the love down until you know how everything's going to fit on here. There we go. Okay. For this next step, I'm going to need my little cut and emboss machine because I have the wrong color. I cut one of the little pieces for the greeting. I want it to say love you, and I cut one of these out of Rococo Rose, but I'm using the Blushing Bride. So I want this out of Blushing Bride. Actually, I'll just hold off on cutting that and go ahead and do my stamping now. And then I can cut everything all at once. That's smarter, right? Okay, are these clean? All right, so I have a little bit of Sizzix sticky paper on here and this little sheet of Blushing Bride. And I think that this will work right in that spot. Oh, nope, gotta move it over just a little. So we'll move it over into this corner with my 2 and my 1. I could move the stamps. Yeah, that'll work. Good, good, good. And I'm going to go ahead and put my magnets on here as well. And grab my Memento Tuxedo Black. Now, when I'm stamping black onto colored paper, or even on white, really, where I want to make sure I have a really crisp black image, then your Stamparatus really is helpful. But the colored papers seem to be, I don't know, a little more absorbent. And so I really like the look that I get by stamping more than once. $2 from St. Louis. There. It's getting darker there. See? I think I'm going to do it one more time. And there we go. All right, let me get that cleaned up. I'll leave that on there. I've been doing a lot of playing with this particular set. Now I'm ready for the cut and emboss machine. Let's get this all lined up here. Use a little painter's tape to hold it in place. So for ease of use, I think that this machine is wonderful, being small and able to fit, in a small desk area, which is definitely what I have. I don't prefer it over the larger one, but it definitely is nice for being able to do something small in a small space. we go. Do any of you guys have this set? This Forever and Always set? Okay, aren't those pretty? They turned out really nice. Okay, so I need to stamp you with, okay, my U is gone. That's because I used it last night to emboss with white. So it has Versamark on here. Actually, I think I cleaned it anyway. I'm going to stamp the U in black. And I need my foam because I'm stamping on, oops, because I'm stamping with photopolymer. Let that soak in. Don't be in a rush when you're stamping. All right, we are ready for the finishing touches. So my U is going to go right here. I'm lifting this up on dimensionals is nice too. I think I did that in my class. I'll leave that up to you guys for your finishing touches. My flowers I will lift up. Let's see if I'm going to do this. Yeah, like that. And then there are also leaves in here, so doing some green leaves might be nice. I think I'm going to leave it like that, and then we're going to add the sparkle flowers around. Okay, so some dimensionals. Yeah, the big cut and emboss machine is my favorite to work with. But this is pretty handy, I must say. All right, since I have several layers up there, I think I'm just going to try to do the two that are going to go right here in that space, okay? And then for this flower, the same. The parts that will be down here is where I'll put my dimensional. Like that. And then just to make sure that it doesn't wiggle around a lot, I'm going to glue those together. That's not what I wanted. I didn't go far enough in with that glue, did I? Okay. I think I could use another dimensional. My take your pick tool to the rescue here. Ugh. If I can grab it and not like knock my light off. Okay, I'm just gonna spatula that in right over here. There we go. Pretty, huh? All right, for the last few bits of fun, some of these sparkly, sorry, foil shiny flowers. We'll do that. I do want to get those holes, those little centers out, because I'm going to put some rhinestones in there, and I Don't want those centers being the cause of losing my rhinestones. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. There. So I'm using really little tiny bits of glue. Don't want to make a mess. Itty tiny bits. There we go. Okie doke. And lastly, some little black stones. Ugh, it doesn't want to come up with that. There. There. And there. You know what I just thought of, which I probably should have done, and I think would make a huge difference, is if I had done black embossing powder on those flowers. Don't you think that would have been? Thanks, Denise. Although you guys can't see, the camera is making that look really nice, but this looks a little more muted compared to the rest of the paper. And then the embossing powder, I think, would really help with the shine. It would coordinate with the shine nicely. As a matter of fact, let's just do it. Let's just get out that black embossing powder and do it. I am going to need some more blushing brine paper, though. And I will not need, I can do this in the same place. I think that'll work. But I do need to clean that off because, wait, I already cleaned it off, didn't I? Oh, no, double clean. Because I'm going to put Versamark on here. So a little bit of your embossing, buddy. And let's get this ready. Probably should emboss that. You also. Black. I do have black. Let's get that ready. Okay. These flowers are pretty. It looks pretty just like that, doesn't it? I'm a little surprised that I'm redoing this in the middle of a live, but this is reality, folks. This is the way I craft. It'll look better this way. Let's redo it. That's part of the fun of crafting. It's just, playing with your stuff, right? Trying to make it look better. Sometimes it does turn out better. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Wink of Stella would be gorgeous, yes. But I don't want to paint the whole flowers, and I want the whole flowers to be spectacular. Maybe I'll come in with Wink of Stella on the centers. That looks so pretty. I love it. I don't think I got it all there. Yep, I was missing a little bit there. It's really important to take a really careful look at your embossing and make sure that you got it all heated up. Okay, back to okay, what I do with that piece of paper that I cut off of. There it is. I need this tape. There. Save that for later. So, Lori, do you like getting snowed in? Like, is that fun for you? I remember when I was a kid, I kind of liked it. We got snowed in when we lived in Nebraska too. And sometimes I liked it. Most of the time I didn't. Can I pull that up? All right, I do not have a problem just putting those right on top for that like double look. I like it. I think that looks so much better. I'm just going to glue those down right on top of the ones that were there. I could probably pull those off, but I also don't care if it's flapping around the edges either. I think that would add some nice dimension to the card. People will be like, is that 2 layers? That's 2 layers. Okay, let's see about the Wink of Stella in the centers. Can you see the difference between? Do you remember what it looked like before? I think it really pops. I think my Wink of Stella is just about dead. Time to get a new one. Yeah, I'm not seeing much shimmer get down into that paper. Pretty, pretty. Okay, so I am not prepared to do the others, but I do want to do this insert, and I think that maybe just stamp those flowers in here for the insert and then also on the envelope. So let's get that done. And I will need these. this video is taking way longer than it needs to for one card. Sorry, those of you who needed to watch this is for the card class. I apologize. But hey, if you're doing this at home, I really hope that you will do the black embossing. I should probably put a disclaimer when I send out this video that watch till the end, don't follow along. It'll be worth it. In truth, I should probably emboss in black on the inside too. That's funny, Lori. Yeah, we're kind of good at it now, aren't we? Oh, those line up nicely, don't they? Okay, same thing. Maybe I'll turn it around and do the small one up here. Yay. Okie doke. There we have it. Get that glued in. This will be a lovely card to send to someone. Inside, outside. So glad we decided to do the black embossing. And then there's our envelope. Yay! Hey, you guys, thanks for joining me. I'll be back soon because I have 3 cards to do, and I might even be back again today. So, again, lovely to see you, have you with me, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns about your Stampin' Up! Products, please let me know. I would love to help you out, and until later, bye!